Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, January 23rd, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
Please remember, everyone, you can help support this show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet. In addition, we do go live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. Alaska time. Nathan, how are you doing today?
I got a sleepy kitty cat on my lap, so if you hear some purring, it's because he's getting his pets.
I like sleepy kitties.
Yeah, he fell asleep with me last night or the night before in my hammock. It's like one of the first times I've ever seen him sit in the hammock without freaking the fuck out.
Sounds scandalous.
It's real nice, you know?
Yeah?
Yeah. He was real warm. He used me as a pillow. I didn't have a pillow, so it was cool.
Awesome. Awesome. I saw a picture of Bryce from a week ago in your hammock. I was like, interesting, okay.
Yeah, he sometimes comes over and hangs out.
Sleeps in your hammock with you?
Oh, no, he's probably sitting in the hammock as we were building D&D characters.
A likely excuse.
Yeah, I don't get in the hammock with other people, not for lack of trying.
That still sounds awkward as all get out to me.
Well, I mean, that's because you haven't even tried it.
I've been in hammocks with people before, just not like your type of hammock.
I've tried it once. And it was with one of my roommates because they were also curious.
Then that's what leads to everything is curiosity?
Yeah, except it's going to kill this damn cat, and I don't want that.
No, do you know the other side of that saying?
No, but there's a fuckload of those kinds of sayings.
Well, because the phrase "curiosity killed the cat" is actually only half of the phrasing, by the way.
Yeah, and there's a fuckload of phrases that are only half of their phrases.
Yeah. The other half of "curiosity killed the cat" is that satisfaction brought it back.
There's jack of all trades, but a master of none. And then I forget the rest of it, but it is the exact opposite of what people say when it comes to a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
There's also blood is thicker than wine. There's another sentence or two after that is saying, but essentially if your blood is not good for you, you should just not have that, essentially. I can't remember what they were, and it doesn't matter because I have a kitty cat, so it's alright.
The 5 most frequently misused proverbs. Let's see. Trying to just have, this is not great. Oh, here's curiosity killed the cat. Worrying too much will give you a heart attack is what. Okay, I'm over it. This is not a very well written article.
He put his little paw in my hand.
It's because he loves you, Nathan.
I know. Literally. Oh, except for just now because I moved.
How dare you? You've ruined everything. He hates you now.
He'll have those tiny little cat slit eyes. And then whenever me or someone comes down to hang out with him, his pupils just go super wide.
He's like, I love you. And then he runs over and snuggles with you.
No, he'll try and like run over and steal our chairs and then bat at us as we put our hands on the chairs.
Funny. Even better.
Yeah.
So shall we talk about some news, sir?
No, we're going to talk about, this is a new podcast about my cat.
That would probably do better than our podcast in all actuality.
His name is Alphonse. He was named after Alphonse Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. He's about 5 years old. He's a little shithead.
Much unlike Alphonse Elric.
So Joseph says, cats love no one, they just know how to get what they want. That is absolutely not true for my cat. My cat actually legitimately loves us.
Are you sure, Nathan?
Absolutely.
Maybe he's just using you.
No.
Slave.
Fairly certain he loves us. We'll be doing nothing, and he'll come over and just come and hang out. He's kind of like a dog in some manners.
Very well. News time.
He's the most dog-like cat I've ever... No! What news? No, this is a cat podcast.
8.0 earthquake in Alaska.
Let me just stretch over here and change that to that. This is submitted by Chernobyl7 to our news.
Which is way too close to Chernobyl, by the way.
That's probably why.
In any case, amazingly, this was not only something that we wanted to talk about because we live in Alaska, but two, also something the internet cared a lot about, and that there was this big-ass fucking earthquake in Alaska.
Oh, my goodness. Where were you during the earthquake?
I was asleep. And then I woke up because the house was shaking, and I went, damn, that's a hell of an earthquake. Still not stopping. Still going. And then at some point while it was still shaking, I fell back asleep.
I was in my shower drunk on medicine, and I was like, whoa, I'm really fucking drunk.
Nope. You were not.
Well, I mean, I was.
Just not as drunk as you thought?
Yeah.
Sure. So in any case, yeah, they're still trying to decide what the actual hit was on the Richter scale. Most of them
7.9, right?
Most of them are saying 7.9 now. There's a couple places that reported 8.2. We had a solid 8 in one place, but either way, big. It was about 148, 49, something like that, miles away from actual land. But I mean, a ton of people actually felt it still. There was a tsunami warning issued to the immediate 100. It was like 150 mile radius around the epicenter. While we had 10-foot waves, no tsunami actually came. There was actually very minimal damage, even in the place that was most severely affected by it, which was Kodiak. So,
yeah. So
everything's fine.
I think we survived an 8.0, guys.
Yeah, good. Go us.
Most of us didn't even know or care.
Yeah, most of us don't care. I mean, it's from like when I lived in Oklahoma, and then I'll talk to people about living in Oklahoma. They're like, "Oh my God, there's tornadoes there," and I'm like, you really don't care. Like,
I'm keeping my eye on it.
Yeah, no, quite literally. You're like, "Oh, it's over there. It's going that way. I don't care." And then you see it turn, and you're like, "Hey, you coming over? You son of a bitch!" And you go walk down into the basement, and you're like, "All right." You poke your head back out. Nope, it turned again. Oh well, I'm gonna go back to playing video games. Da 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 da. And I mean, it's like a good amount of people that live in Florida that are like, "Oh, another hurricane, doop doop doo." Where I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, hurricanes! That's fucking terrifying." Where if it happens where you live, you get over it pretty quick.
At least often enough.
Yeah.
And we're in like we're part of the ring of volcanoes, aren't we?
Yes.
So we're probably huge in, like, the entire Pacific Ocean really is huge into earthquakes.
Yeah. The thing that concerns me about volcanoes, by the way, and like we have a couple.
We had a volcano thing when I was in high school. I had gone to a movie, or I had gone on a date with a gal, and it was at a movie, and this volcano went off, and there was ash everywhere. And as soon as I got off of that date, I went and had another date with another gal, and she had to almost cancel because of the volcano. It was crazy.
Neat. I think. I don't know. So, like, 3 real quick things on volcanoes. One of the most devastating volcanic eruptions of all time was, Pompeii with Mount Vesuvius back in, like, it was like, what, 81 BC, something like that?
Yeah, 1981.
No, like 12 BC, somewhere in that area, right before the birth of Christ.
Go figure, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Just my legs asleep.
So that entire thing happened, and then what did humans do? We rebuilt Pompeii right next to the old one. Like, It's a huge tourist center now, and I'm like, God, that seems like a bad idea.
Nope.
And with what science tells us, Vesuvius is supposed to blow every 2,000 years, so it's about time.
Oh, God. You're making this extra hard for me today. Yeah, it definitely is about time. Goodbye, cat.
I was like, he's going to end up getting up. You're moving too much.
I know, but my leg is asleep, and so is my ass, and I don't like it.
Yes, talk about that more.
Oh, my ass being asleep?
Perfect.
I could lie down right there. I had a perfectly good lap, you son of a bitch.
Perfectly good cat podcast. So the other thing is, so on top of that, one is like, why would we rebuild under the same volcano? 2, we now know that volcano is supposed to blow. Also, according to science, Yellowstone is supposed to blow soon, and that's concerning.
Yeah, because that's like a super volcano.
So is Vesuvius. Like,
oh, that's fair.
And so I'm just like, there could be some serious devastation just by 2 volcanoes going off.
What if they went off at literally the exact same time?
One, that would be, like, hilarious and would probably make a ton of people, truly believe that, some sort of...
The end times has come?
Well, like, end times or a higher being existed, and also that would be completely devastating for the world. Like, God. To an insane amount.
Yeah, no, would not be good. Obviously, it's fucking volcanoes, but like it would be fucking cool.
In any case, though, we're still here.
What if every single volcano went off at the same time?
I'm pretty sure we're just all dead, Nathan.
Ah, the dream.
Like just all dead. Like there is indication that if Yellowstone blows to its full potential, that it will lead to a lot of just complete loss of life. And if Yellowstone and Vesuvius alone blew at the same time, much less all of the volcanoes, I'm pretty sure we're just screwed because the ash stays in the air so long that, one, we're not going to get any sun and a lot of crops are going to die, and it's going to get really fucking cold.
I want everyone to die. So
yeah, Nathan, yeah, take it all, you fuckers, with me.
So Joe says, stay in Alaska, best way to stay not dead. And that is absolutely wrong. Alaska's really fucking terrifying.
I don't know. We got a good chance in the zombie apocalypse.
Well, yeah, that's one form of the apocalypse, Michael.
It's just I mean, you got to pick your poison, man.
Do you?
Which apocalypse?
Why can't you be prepared for all of them?
Where are you going to go that you are prepared for all of the potential apocalypses? Apocalypses? Apocalypsi.
Apocalypticals.
Yes. Where would you base yourself, Nathan?
Where would I base myself? Hell.
That doesn't
like Missouri.
Sure. And why Missouri? What's good about that place?
Because there's a place called Hell, and I've always wanted to go to Hell.
Sure, you still can, Nathan. I don't know how that helped you survive the apocalypse, though.
Wait, you gotta survive?
Yes, Nathan. That was the point.
Some bullshit. I want to be one of the mass amounts of people that die.
Chadwick makes a good point. Alaska doesn't make enough of our own food to survive. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, do we have to keep everyone alive? I mean, some people become optional, expendable.
Okay. So Joe also says we survive like a lot of disaster scenarios. There's still a lot of people that die during some of these disasters.
Yeah, it's
but,
true.
I guess this is the worst earthquake we've had since, I don't know.
I can't even say it's the worst earthquake. You can say it's one of the most powerful earthquakes we have.
Sure. It wasn't even that bad.
No. But, I mean, an earthquake that hits for a 5, if it hits, on land in terms of where the epicenter is, it'll do more damage than this 8 that was 150 miles off in the ocean.
Mm-hmm. But I'd like to point out, Joe said stay in Alaska. It's the best way to stay not dead. And that involves more than just disaster scenarios. Alaska is very dangerous, not only because of the wildlife like bears, but the absolute freezing fucking cold that if you don't have any form of semblance of heat, you fucking die.
Yeah. 4. Pennsylvania Supreme Court strikes down state's congressional map, says it illegally benefits GOP.
This was submitted by Shapu to Our Politics.
Shapu! So yeah, Pennsylvania is largely controlled right now by the grand old party, the Republicans, and they were trying to redraw district lines and were told no. But
what's the name of that called?
What?
Gerrymandering.
Gerrymandering.
Like a specific term. Gerrymandering, yes.
So the hilarious part about this, right, is they had already presented their congressional map, and the blatancy, the lack of subtlety. Like, we all know gerrymandering happens on every side of the aisle in every state because you want to maintain control. You want to maintain your majority because we're hitting a point where bipartisanship has become so strong that if it is not your party, it's an automatic opposition to you, no matter what it is.
I'm going to let my cat out.
Period. This is important for you, though, buddy. I need you to respond to this. Now I have to fill dead air so that you can respond to this. Because otherwise, I just have to, wait for the chat to catch up. So, yeah. How about you get back in here, fool? Jesus. Okay, he's back now.
I told you I was letting my cat out.
I know. But I needed you to be able to respond to what I was about to say.
Well, I mean...
So,
you waited.
One of the lawmakers... So, like I was saying, gerrymandering happens on everywhere, every state for every side of the aisle, right? One of the lawmakers in this case, straight up gets up there and says, so they have 14 seats, if I remember correctly, in Pennsylvania, which along party lines...
Seats in the entirety of Pennsylvania?
4 representatives.
Oh, I was going to say, that's a lot of people who are going, like, seatless.
No.
How do they sit? Do they sit on couches?
God
or, like,
damn it, Nathan, shut the fuck up. And where was I? Now you completely derailed my train of thought. Congratulations, sir. Keeping the dream alive, I guess. Anyway, so they are, I need to check. I think it's 14 seats. In any case, if you were to purely look at voter turnout, they have almost a perfect 50-50 split, right? Like 50% Republicans, 50% Democrats. Well, so that would mean no, I think they have 13 seats, and they have, so that'd be 7 and 6 or 7 and 7 or whatever. And it ends up that even despite there being a 50-50 vote, it ended up being like 10-3 or 9-4 or something in terms of the split of Republicans to Democrats. And that's how gerrymandering is beneficial to people, is that McLaughlin is giving me 14 seats, thank you. And I believe that the Republicans have 9 seats right now, or maybe 10 seats, somewhere around there. Either way, they have a majority despite the actual voter turnout being 50-50, and that's why gerrymandering is beneficial. Now, I'm not going to be pointing fingers at the Republicans because Democrats do it every single time that they have a chance to. Republicans have just had significantly more opportunity to over the last, like, decade. Because they've gotten, like, really, once you gerrymander, if you do it successfully, then you get to continue gerrymandering, and that just continues to make sure you retain control of everything.
Which, pretty much cheating.
Yeah. And Chadwick says it was the North Carolina map that he was thinking of. And I might be getting these confused because I've read a few different things about these type of different things. So this might be something that happened in North Carolina, but I think it was with Pennsylvania. But one of the lawmakers, so blatant, not even going for subtlety anymore, straight up said, we redrew the map for the sake of that Republicans would win 12 of the 14 seats. And we only drew it that way because we could not draw the map in such a way that 13 Republicans would win.
Fuck you, dude.
I was like, wow, you're not even going to, like, try and be like, well, based on some factors, we thought this was most advantageous. No, I literally drew this map so Republicans would win, and I only drew it this way because I couldn't make us win more.
Do you know what kind of person draws maps like that?
What?
Really shitty DMs.
Really? Chadwick says the person I'm talking about was actually in North Carolina, but it happens all over. Yeah, but when we're getting to the point, like, that we're not even trying to hide how much of douchebags we are. Like, for instance, the state of Alaska has the strictest campaign finance regulation in the country. We are the golden standard for corruption prevention in terms of what they have to report and what they have to disclose. We are the golden standard. My office receives a call about once every 2 weeks to a month from another state asking us a million questions about how we do things. However, do you want to know where we rank in terms of national corruption of state governments? Number 1. We are number 1 in corruption prevention and number 1 in corruption. The only difference is our politicians do it blatantly and out in the open.
That's fair.
They're like, oh, well, we can't be sneaky about it? Fine. Guess what? I'm a dirty lying bastard. Vote for me. And they do.
PFD, right?
And people do.
Yeah, it's amazing, really. It's just because everyone is fucking stupid.
Well, there's two problems with it. Is that one, the biggest problem is that people are uninformed.
Yeah, stupid.
Like, completely uninformed. The other problem is because they're uninformed, they get an identity with normally it's with a party. They're like, I am a Republican, and they just vote whatever's on the ticket that says Republican.
Yo, so who's to stop a dude from accepting a bunch of donations from a place and then turning around and fucking them later?
What do you mean?
Can someone go, all right, so technically you're not supposed to take, kickbacks and everything, but can someone go like, hey, I'll accept campaign funds from you if I, do stuff on this legislation. And so they give them campaign funds, and then they're like, all right, fuck it, I'm not going to do this thing on legislation.
So they can totally do that. I mean, obviously, if there's a way for you to be able to, get those funds legally. But what ends up happening is that whoever gave you the support no longer does so. So you're essentially burning bridges for the sake of a little bit of money. And the bridges are the people with the rich people and the power, and those are the ones that are able to do a lot in terms of making sure that you have a very nice life and stay in office.
Wow. Seems like total dicks.
Welcome to politics.
We should just throw it out and start over.
Yeah.
All of it.
You want to know what's even more depressing is on a
over.
world scale, our system is considered to be one of the better ones.
You know how we fix this?
What?
You turn it off, and then you wait like 10 seconds, and then you turn it back on again.
I don't know if that would work either. Like, we literally just did that over the weekend.
No, that wasn't long enough.
That was 3 days.
Yeah, it's not long enough.
Damn. Well, moving on.
3.
Israeli pilots refuse to deport Eritrean and Sudanese migrants to Africa. Quote, I won't fly refugees to their deaths.
This is submitted by Bolinas99 to Our World News.
Not much to say beyond the headline there, which, I mean, it amazes me that news even exists in some cases, considering some news is literally the headline. There is a ton of immigrants from Eritrea and Sudan that have made their way into Israel, that they are seeking asylum because their countries are, well, yeah, they're kind of fucked. And so, they're like, we would like to not die, please. And Israel is like, you know what? No, you're going to go back home. To the point that they're paying these people money to go back home and paying the countries money to take their refugees back. Problem is, most of the time that they don't get the money doesn't go to them, et cetera, et cetera. It ends up being funded through other sources that never actually makes it to the people. And also, they left those places because they were drastically unsafe or because there was, militant movements, things like that. And so they go back and either get, put into slave trade, put into human trafficking, end up being killed, or they just have to continue just hiding, essentially. Or they try to make it to another country and then end up dying on the way there. But they're being put on planes to be taken back, and the pilot said, no, none of us are. Won't do it. And what's great is that it's more than just them protesting, in that they are actually able to not take them on the basis that if someone doesn't want to be on a plane, if someone doesn't want to be on that flight, the pilot isn't allowed to take off because it could create a hostile flight, which they have to avoid at all costs.
Oh, good. So it's actual, it has its own technical laws that they're following.
Yep.
That's good, because that at least backs them up.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. I mean, they've already sent a lot of people out of the country through other airlines, so this isn't completely preventing it. But it is slowing it, I guess.
Is it slowing? No, I guess that doesn't really matter.
No?
No.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Moving on.
2.
Michael Bay producing Duke Nukem movie. John Cena's negotiations to star.
This is submitted by Kyle Stash to Our Movies.
This is either going to be atrociously amazing.
Yo, all right. So fun fact, I had this as the Twitter thing, and then 45 after comes around, and I open up my Twitter app, and I had the thing already there, and it pops up to the thing, like my post that I haven't posted yet, and then it immediately clicks away from it without saving it.
Rude.
And it's been doing that constantly to me.
Rude.
So I'm just pissed off with the fucking Twitter app because it's garbage.
I would look for Hootsuite or something for an intermediate app that'll allow you to schedule posts.
Sure.
In any case, yeah, so John Cena might be starring in a Duke Nukem movie, and it's either going to be atrociously amazing or depressingly terrible.
Yo, it's both.
It'll most likely be both, but I'm betting it leans more on depressingly terrible.
I don't know, man. It's got John Cena.
He is not a good actor.
That is bullshit. John Cena is an amazing actor. He is by far the best actor I've
You
seen
can't
in
even keep a
recent
straight face for this.
John Cena is the best actor I have seen in recent memory.
How painful was that for you to say?
It wasn't.
Because you don't feel pain anymore?
No. I only feel disappointment.
Are you disappointed that John Cena might be in any movie?
Absolutely not. John Cena's great. He should be in other movies. Just get him out of wrestling.
Here's the other thing, by the way, is that does anyone care about a Duke Nukem movie?
I do.
So does 100%. Anyone that matters care?
Yes. Michael Bay, apparently, because he's fucking producing it.
I will repeat my question. Does anyone that matters care about a Duke Nukem movie?
If you have enough money to produce a movie, you fucking matter.
Sure.
Michael Bay, like, made all of the fucking Transformers films.
Sure.
Granted, they're all garbage, except for, like, the first, like, 1, maybe 2. And even then, that was a stretch. But it's like, he produces so many fucking films that he definitely matters.
Well,
at least in Hollywood.
Even beyond that, like, Duke Nukem was like an early to late 90s awesome thing because of his video game. And then Duke Nukem Forever got postponed for 25 years or whatever the fuck it was. Came out and was awful and terrible. And just ruined the legacy of Duke Nukem. I feel like this movie is just going to make that worse.
That game doesn't exist. First of all.
Okay.
Second of all, we have advanced in our ways of making video game movies so that we hopefully don't repeat things like the Street Fighter movie. First one, not The Legend of Chun-Li.
I'd rather get a new Doom movie.
Well, obviously, because Doom's the fucking jam, and anyone who disagrees is fucking wrong. There's only one of those games that is better than Doom, and that is Quake.
I don't know. The new Doom game, like if Quake needs to make a new, Quake needs to release a new game, because 2016 Doom is amazing.
Yo, actually, those games back in the day were great. So like the top games for me growing up were like, at least for shooters, were Duke Nukem, Wolfenstein 3D, fucking Doom, Quake 2, fucking
Redneck Rampage.
Yeah.
I'm glad that he was just like, yeah, that one.
I feel like I'm missing. Well, I also played Carmageddon, so I played a lot of fucked
GoldenEye.
up games. No, I meant for computers only.
Oh, I don't fucking know. I'm moving on now.
One.
After Denver hired homeless people to shovel mulch and perform other day labor, more than 100 landed regular jobs.
This is submitted by That's No Good to Our Uplifting News.
No, that is good. God damn it.
What more jobs? Apparently, if it's anything I've seen from this president, putting tariffs on fucking solar panels, he doesn't like jobs. So, having people have jobs is bad.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Yo, the fucking tariff is going to cost so many people fucking jobs. Just saying. I'm still pissed off about that tariff.
I can tell.
It is the stupidest fucking thing.
Well, I mean, wait and see what happens, I guess.
Renewable energy is going to take a huge blow because someone's fucking childish and can't get past fucking coal and oil.
Or they also see the potential for a flourishing market and the potential to profit from it by taxing it in a current economy and system that is still plummeting into debt.
Don't get me wrong. I'm okay with taxing it because, I'm okay with taxing pretty much everything.
Okay.
What I don't agree with is a 30% tax on it. There's no reason to have it that high. And some of them are up to 50% coming from other companies like Korean companies who are bringing in washing machines because it's not just solar energy. It is like washing machines as well.
Okay.
So you're like H fucking TC, I think it is, or HVC fucking washing machine and other things like that. It's going to be all gone.
It's not going to be all gone. It'll just cost you more.
Then what's the... That's not making money.
No, it costs you more, Nathan. The companies and the government make money.
The government makes money. The company's not making as fucking money because nobody's going to want to pay as fucking much for these stupid machines when it comes down to it.
Yeah, they still will because you need a washing machine.
That's not true. That is absolutely not true because... I'm pretty sure for thousands of fucking years before they were invented, people washed their fucking clothes.
Yeah, and now we have washing machines, so no one does that anymore.
Well, yeah, but fucking there's no goddamn reason to pay that much.
But people...
It's fucking absolutely bonkers.
In the immortal words of an asshole, everything is worth what people will pay for it.
Yeah, that is the fucking immortal words of an asshole. And stop spreading it because you're going to make more people fucking assholes.
They already are, Nathan.
That doesn't matter. What matters is trying to change people.
What about
Stop propagating it? Oh my god.
What about
the worst?
What about the immense tax on marijuana and that entire industry?
That's fine because it's not.
It's good for people, Nathan.
Right, it is. Because you can grow marijuana like it's nothing. Can you sit there and grow a fucking washing machine? Can you sit there and grow solar panels? Can I have a field of solar panels that have popped out of seeds that I've planted into the ground?
Maybe? Have you tried?
No, absolutely fucking not, because solar panels are not organic.
Okay, so...
They can be if you make them that way, but you know what? They're not. They don't fucking pop out of the ground. Marijuana does pop out of the ground. Fucking tax that shit. Tax tea. Tax fucking sugar. I don't care. All of that shit that you can grow easily, go ahead and tax the ever-loving piss out of it. Tax tobacco, tax marijuana, tax all forms of alcohol. Go ahead. All of that shit. Tax it.
So now I am curious where it is. So, okay. But now look at it this way. What is the first name you think of when you think of solar energy? What company?
I don't actually know very many company names.
Tesla. I think of Tesla. Tesla has solar roof panels where they can literally...
In recent memory, yes, Tesla, because also Tesla is very, very prominent in trying to shove their shit out pretty much for free.
Tesla's solar factory, its gigafactory, is in Sparks, Nevada. It is made in the United States, so they will not have to pay those tariffs.
Sure. One. So we have Tesla. But what about all of these other fucking companies out of the United States that pretty much get all of their fucking income from shipping it into the United States?
Have them ship it to China.
Oh, man. Okay, sure. Let's start giving all of our fucking business to China. Awesome. We'll make China the biggest superpower. Cool. Let's do it.
They're already pretty close. In any case, so on the actual story...
Make China great again, guys.
On the actual story, there is a program in Colorado called Denver Day Works that brings in people that don't have jobs and or homes and provides them work and some money for that day or for that week. It's kind of like a temp agency, only with less requirements and a much shorter wait list. And they also provide you the tools and the means to go out and get a full-time job that is actually your job, and they've found a decent amount of success. So far in the last year, they have found 110 people full-time jobs that are still in those jobs.
That's fucking cool. It needs to be implemented, more places. Get the homeless people to do stuff.
Hey, whatever works. Like, the only problem I have is, like, most states, like, even Alaska, we have a pretty big homeless problem in Alaska, which amazes me, by the way. Like, of all states to be homeless in, you chose Alaska? That sounds awful.
It's not that you're choosing to be homeless in Alaska. A lot of people can't leave Alaska because the fucking cost of it is ridiculous.
Sure, but a lot of people also choose to be homeless.
Sure. A lot of people don't choose to be homeless.
That's true. But the problem is with programs like this, if you want them to work, people actually have to go do them. But a good number of people don't.
But this shows that people have been.
At least some people are. If it benefits, if it leads to positive change, great. I just worry that it's not enough. Like, as great as this is to see, 100 people doesn't sound like very many to me when there's, normally thousands of homeless.
See, this is what I don't get, all right? If someone goes, yeah, that's a positive thing, but it's not enough of a positive thing, we're not going to do it. I don't fucking understand that.
Because money, Nathan.
That's stupid. That's a fucking absolute stupid answer.
It's a true one, though.
But it's stupid.
I know.
It don't make no goddamn sense. It's a fucking positive thing. Who cares if it costs money? It's positive. Fucking do it. You want to live in this shitty-ass fucking world? You're the reason it's being so toxic because you're not doing positive things to make it positive. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Sure.
So if I'm going to go out there and fucking be shitty, everything's still going to be shitty.
Yeah.
But if enough people get out there and do positive things, we have Japan.
Okay, I will accept that argument. That is a great argument. Unfortunately, we are in America, and America is run by businesses that want everyone to be as poor as possible so they stay as rich as possible, and they don't care about the benefits.
Capitalism.
Yeah! Isn't it great?
People do have to take some responsibility for themselves. I agree with you, Chadwick. But that doesn't mean that you can completely cut off people.
Oh, geez.
Like,
there's like a ton of
astounding.
chat that I've been missing.
You don't. If people aren't shown kindness, then they won't know what kindness is. If people aren't shown positivity, they won't know what positivity is. You have to teach. You have to show these people so that they can then turn around and do that again. That's why I wanted to be a teacher, is so that I can do that while they're young, so that we don't have assholes in the future.
Yeah, except, like, because of wonderful capitalism, I also wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a high school history teacher or a history professor. You want to know what pays absolute dick in America?
Being a teacher.
Yep.
Makes zero fucking sense. Oh, wait, no, never mind. It does make sense, because if people don't learn, then they're easier to control.
Yeah. Sure.
So don't fund schools. It'll be easier to control the stupid people.
Tim says let's not tax ETOH. I don't know what that is.
It's probably some form of medical thing.
I'm trying to actually catch up on chat because it's not that my chat wasn't loading. It wasn't auto-scrolling. So, okay, I think I've gotten to the bottom.
But our culture is capitalism. Like, if our culture was capitalism but better, fine. I wouldn't be so pissed off at capitalism. But from what I've seen, capitalism is ruining fucking everything.
Also, just a note, McLaughlin, let's not talk about Ben Shapiro. Like, some days he's a great-spoken individual, and other days, boy, is he a fuck. Anyway, so, moving along. Oh, shit! Governor of Hawaii couldn't notify public that missile alarm was false because he didn't know his Twitter password.
It was submitted by Chadwick via Facebook.
So, 1, hilarious. 2, I don't think every politician should have to maintain a Twitter. And 3, the other thing is like, while this is funny, on a basic scale of things, the other thing is that during that panic, I guess, one is like, even if he tweeted it out, it probably wouldn't have gotten to very many people. Like, how many people actually follow the governor of Hawaii on Twitter? How many people even have a Twitter? Because there's a ton of people that don't. How many people have notifications set up to be notified every time he tweets? And how many
how many tweets are fucking retweeted onto Facebook, especially if it's something that is involved with, like, a natural disaster, this being an unnatural disaster?
Sure, but there's a lot of people that put their phone away to deal with, I'm going to die in the next 30 minutes.
This is true.
So, like,
don't get me wrong.
Even if you would have tweeted something out, I don't think it would have really helped reduce the panic as much as people hope. And
you never know. It might have, because those 1, 2, 3 people that see it early, they can show their friends, and then those guys can show their friends.
And how long does that take to spread before they just pushed out another notification on the phone after, what, 23 minutes?
I don't know. It could have spread all the way in 23 minutes. You don't realize the power of the internet, man.
Oh, no, I do realize. I'm also thinking on this on, like, actually how it would have played out scale.
If things can get viral within a fucking day, I'm pretty sure that could have gone through the entirety of Hawaii in 23 minutes.
I don't think it would have helped, though. Like,
I don't know.
Yes, if it got to everyone's phone, and, well, even if it got through all of them in 23 minutes, then they would have already gotten the notification. It would have needed to get through all of Hawaii in, like, 5 minutes.
That's a thing that could happen. You never fucking know, dude.
Sure. I could also find a pile of money outside my door.
You know what I see here? I see, like, 1 or 2 people knowing about it and the rest not knowing. Sure, right? Then that 1 or 2 people goes and they're about their day, and then some people start freaking out. They're going, why are you doing that? Oh, because XX. Well, let me show you. Bam.
The other problem is
something serious like a fucking missile, people are going to show each other.
The other problem is, though, is that they didn't even realize the problem for, like, 5 minutes.
That is another fucking problem. That could also have been said. But even then, you still would have gotten it out in, like, what, 10, 20 minutes compared to the 23?
Yeah. And, like, with the whole time frame, though, like, really, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. We've seen the menu that it was from. That menu was atrocious. I don't think it would have helped had the governor been able to tweet anything.
I think it would have helped, just not as much as you would have liked.
Sure. Not as much as being able to have a reliable way to push out another notification.
But like I said earlier, any form of positivity is helpful. That would have definitely been helpful to maybe not even all of the people, but some of the people, sure.
But is it his responsibility to have a Twitter?
In today's age, when it comes to politics, yes.
Interesting. So you think all politicians should have and maintain a Twitter account?
At least a Facebook, if not a Twitter.
Okay.
I'm not going on the limb and saying Tumblr, though. That's just nonsense.
Fair enough. Hey, Nathan.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Look at me.
What'd you care about in the last 24 hours?
I cared about that Kentucky school shooting.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about it?
I want to remind everybody that there was another fucking school shooting here in America.
Yep.
Happened in Kentucky.
In Atlanta.
2 people dead?
I'm sorry?
Was it 2 people dead?
There are currently 2 people dead. One 15-year-old girl and one 15-year-old boy. And there are currently 18 reported injuries, 17 of which required hospitalization.
It's astounding that we just refuse to even talk about anything that involves the words gun and control at all. And this shit keeps happening. And this shit will continue to happen. I predict that there's going to be, more school. I predict that there's going to be at least another school shooting this year. This school shooting happened in January.
Oh, Nathan, let me bring some perspective into this. So this one got attention because it was larger. There was more people hurt. There were 2 people dead and more than a dozen injured. Since January 1st of this year, there have been 11 shootings on school properties.
Yeah. Oh, man. Fucking look at that. And people are like, no, we need our guns and we need to let everyone be able to have guns. Literally everyone. I was watching The Punisher. And the way I had this, or the way that they explained it is the best way in my form, or in my head, right? A gun is a tool. All right? You should be able to have access to that tool. But so is a chainsaw. Should everybody be allowed access to a chainsaw? Should my 10-year-old be allowed to have a chainsaw? Should my, 17-year-old be allowed to have a chainsaw? I probably wouldn't allow a 17-year-old to have a chainsaw just because of the fact that he's a fucking 17-year-old.
Well, I mean, the majority of... I don't know if there's any state where a 17-year-old is allowed on their own to get a firearm.
Well, sure. But they're still able to get them in certain cases. I'm not talking about taking tools away from everyone. I am talking about taking tools away from the people who would not use those tools properly, who would use those tools for harm.
The biggest problem with that is no matter what, what's the word that I'm looking for? Not credentials, but whatever specifics you set to determine whether someone is able to use them properly or not will not be agreed upon by the vast majority of people.
Well, no shit.
Especially
you don't need
the people
the
with
vast
those tools.
majority. You just need a majority.
Yeah, I don't think you'd get it. Especially because in America, the vast majority of people have guns.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong. That is true. But that's not saying everyone should have a fucking gun. Absolutely not. No, not everyone should have a gun. There are plenty of people who should not be able to have guns.
Well, back when
People are fucking awful, and I can't stand literally everyone on this planet.
Including yourself?
Including myself.
I know, it's because you're great. Well, back when we had Mr. McLaughlin, who's currently in the chat room on the show, I talked about what I would like to see in terms of gun control. And the ultimate way of just super simplifying what I argued is treat guns like you treat cars. You have to have a registration for them. You have to pay a registration fee. It has to be updated every year or so. If you sell it to somebody, you have to file the paperwork to do so. You have to keep, that car's registration that car has a VIN number on it that's tied to a registration that's tied to you. Just make people accountable for their weapons, essentially, and then have some level of coverage over it.
Sure, that will still reduce the amount of guns because not everyone is going to have them. That's perfectly fine. That is gun reform. That is a form of gun control. But when you put those two fucking words together, people get up in arms and pissy about it. It's just like socialism. They're fucking flag words that people get pissed about just because they heard something negative about it for most of their life.
I'm getting real fucking annoyed at my chat because it's just not, loading at all. But anyway, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Shall we move on?
Sure.
Okay. So let's talk about something a little less intense, and that is Oscar nominations. So
I don't know if that's less intense.
I'd hope so. Maybe. I don't know. Either way, couple things of note. You recently talked about praising Guillermo del Toro's Shape of Water, and it is up for 13 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture.
This does not surprise me.
The one that I am more excited about is that there are 8 nominations for the movie Dunkirk, which is a Christopher Nolan film.
I haven't seen that, but I heard only good things about it.
I have only heard good things about it as well.
I've heard one negative thing about it.
What's that?
There was not enough. There is definitely not enough portrayal of Indian fighters.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I've not actually.
Because apparently there is quite a lot of Indian soldiers there.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know. In any case, we're not going to go over all of the categories because there's way too many, but we're going to touch on a couple of them. Best Picture, which is the one that people normally care about the most, is Call Me By Your Name, Darkest Hour, Dunkirk, Get Out, which is Jordan Peele's film, which is pretty great that it was nominated for Best Picture. Lady Bird.
I want to yell at the chat for being an idiot.
Phantom
Cars
Thread.
are not essential to freedom or self-protection because we couldn't protect ourselves for decades and centuries before guns. Never once has anyone protected themselves without a gun before guns existed. Never once.
You want to go back to swords?
Yes. Yes, I do. Absolutely.
I know. I just threw it out there for it was like
It would be so much easier to control people with swords.
Wait.
At least bad people. Because,
well, my brain said, are you controlling the people, are you using swords to control people, or are you controlling people that have swords?
Both.
I challenge you to a duel!
I accept. I have a basket-hilted, a basket-hilted broadsword that I will willingly fight you with.
Wonderful. I have I don't know what it's called, but it's a nice sword. It will not stand up to a bastard sword, so because it's much too thin for that.
I said a basket-hilted.
Oh, didn't you say a basket-hilted bastard sword?
No, I don't think I said bastard.
Broad?
Yeah, broadsword.
Okay. Anyway.
Yes, women with swords were just as capable as men. 100%. Vikings, the shield maidens, were absolutely a thing.
And they did all the math because the Vikings thought that math was magic.
Yo, Vikings did a lot of really advanced, cool shit for their fucking time. They also just loved raping and pillaging and murdering.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, shall we get out of here?
Sure.
We're at 50 minutes. It's been a pretty heated episode. Chat's still going. I'm sure you'd like to yell some more.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking done.
Okay. We're going to get out of here, everybody. If you would please consider supporting this show, patreon.com/dailyinternet. You can also check out the Brave browser to support us with basic attention tokens. That is, if you go to brave.com/million, you can sign up and send us some tokens. It'll give us like $5, and that takes like 5 minutes of your time. It's completely free. So that would be awesome if you do that for us. Otherwise, help us get heard. Help us get out there. If you enjoy our conversations, if you enjoy the news that we bring to you and interaction with the chat and all of those things, then consider helping us spread. Just share us on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, word of mouth is a very powerful thing in terms of being able to help us. We also have videos on YouTube. All of those are at iReaditCast, so help us grow in any way that you can if you do not mind. And, of course, if you want to download the show, you can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. Video versions are available on Facebook and YouTube. Everybody, if you would just hang out, we will be back tomorrow, presuming that Nathan's head stays on and his ears don't kill him.
Yeah, here's hoping.
If you want to follow him on social media, he is at Bimmenstein, and I am at Schwahn Michael. And that's it. That's it. That's everything, everybody. That is your 418th dose of the internet. And I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Nathan Wood.
And please remember, everybody,
don't get eliminated!
have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.